As the night deepened, Sid refilled his glass with a dark red wine. The room fell silent once more, the guests' anticipation palpable. With a somber expression, Sid began his next tale, his voice dripping with foreboding. After my harrowing escape from the sea monster, Sid started, his tone grim. I vowed to spend my days in peace, enjoying the wealth I'd earned. But tranquility soon turned to tedium. Craving adventure, I decided to set sail once more. I gathered goods suitable for trade and boarded a well-equipped ship with trusted merchants. We voyaged from island to island, striking profitable deals. One day, we docked at an island lush with fruit trees and sparkling springs, yet eerily devoid of human life. As my companions roamed, gathering flowers and fruit, I found a shaded spot by a babbling brook. Enjoying a hearty meal and some wine, I drifted into a deep sleep. When I awoke, I was alone. Panic seized me as I saw our ship disappearing on the horizon. Desperation gripped me, but knowing it was futile, I tried to calm myself and seek a way out. Climbing a tall tree, I scanned the sea for signs of hope, but found none. Then my eyes fell on a massive, blindingly white object far inland. Descending the tree, I hastily collected my remaining provisions and headed towards it. As I drew near, I realized it was a colossal, smooth white sphere. An egg, likely. As I marveled at its size, darkness suddenly enveloped me. A monstrous shadow loomed overhead, and I recognized it from sailors' tales, the legendary rock. The bird settled on the egg, its enormous foot tree-like in its size. I seized my chance, binding myself to the rock's leg with my turban, hoping it would carry me away at dawn. Sure enough, as the first light of day broke, the bird took flight, lifting me high into the sky. The earth vanished below us until the rock swooped down sharply, nearly causing me to lose consciousness. We landed in a narrow, deep valley surrounded by towering mountains. I quickly unbound myself, just as the rock attacked a gigantic snake, killing it before flying off. I surveyed my surroundings, only to find that I had escaped one trap only to land in another. The ground was littered with diamonds, their beauty marred by the presence of enormous, menacing serpents that slithered into their rocky dens at night. During the day, I wandered aimlessly, wary of the serpents' return. At night, I barricaded myself in a cave, terrified by their hissing and slithering. Morning came as a relief, and I resumed my search for an escape. Kicking diamonds aside, I cursed their worthlessness to a man in my predicament. Exhausted, I slumped onto a rock, only to be startled by the thud of something heavy hitting the ground beside me. A massive piece of meat. More chunks of meat followed, and I recalled the sailors' tales of the Valley of Diamonds. Merchants would throw meat into the valley, the diamonds sticking to it when eagles, mistaking it for prey, carried it to their nests. The merchants would then scare off the birds and collect the diamonds. Hope rekindled, I gathered the largest diamonds, securing them in my wallet. I bound a piece of meat to my back with my turban and lay down, waiting for the eagles. One swooped down, seizing the meat and lifting me into the air. It dropped me into its nest, where I was soon discovered by the merchants. At first, they were furious, but when I revealed my cache of diamonds, their anger turned to amazement. One merchant, the rightful owner of the nest, took a single stone, declaring it enough to make his fortune. I joined them on their journey back, traversing mountains teeming with serpents. We eventually reached the seashore and sailed to the island of Rohat, known for its enormous camphor trees and rhinoceroses. These beasts were smaller than elephants, but larger than buffaloes, with a single horn etched with the figure of a man. They would battle elephants, impaling them and carrying them on their heads until they succumbed to the blood. Then the rock would swoop down, claiming both for its meal. We traded my diamonds for valuable goods, and I profited greatly. We finally reached New York, where I returned to my family. I shared my wealth generously with the poor and settled down once more, hoping for peace. Sid paused, allowing the weight of his words to settle. The guests, captivated by the horror of his tale, whispered among themselves as the musicians played softly in the background. Hank, overwhelmed, received another purse of gold from Sid and an invitation to return the next day for more stories. As he left, he marveled at his newfound fortune, the perils of his previous life fading into a distant memory. The next evening, the guests gathered again, eager for Sid's next tale. As the feast concluded, Sid took his place and began the account of his third, even more harrowing voyage.